A lot of people think that attraction is about love. So they feel like if they love someone, if they have the feelings inside their body for someone, then that means that that's love. And that's the same as attraction. They feel like when they're attracted to someone, that means they love the person. Do you ever feel like that? Do you feel like if you're attracted to someone, that means that you must love them? And you look at that as a sign of your love, having attraction. So if I feel attraction for a person, is that love or is that just emotion? Is that maybe just feeling, the fact that I feel attraction for a person? A lot of people think that attraction is the same as love, but often attraction is just familiarity because that's something that we're used to from our childhood. Our nervous system, our body, our subconscious mind, our brain is drawn to not what's healthy for us, but is drawn to what feels good because it feels emotionally reliable, or I'm sorry, emotionally recognizable. So if you have a type of person that's emotionally recognizable, then you feel drawn to it. Your nervous system is drawn to it, and you feel pulled to something. It doesn't mean it's good for you. Your brain is not necessarily going to give you what's good for you. So why do you feel attracted to emotionally unavailable people? Well, for many trauma survivors, emotionally unavailable people, confusing people, calm feels boring. Stability feels suspicious. Confusion feels exciting for them. Having the sense of mystery feels exciting. Distance feels valuable. If someone's more distant, they're less available, and less available feels like it's more valuable. Inconsistency feels addictive because you're actually addicted to your own dopamine. And when they're being inconsistent, it makes you get a dopamine hit when they finally show some interest. And so their inconsistency leads you to actually get addicted. And you think you're addicted to them, but you're just addicted to the dopamine you feel when they finally reach out. And so you're obsessing now over someone who barely texts you, someone who avoids vulnerability, someone who gives mixed signals, someone who disappears emotionally, or who keeps them constantly uncertain, feeling like they don't know where they stand. Can you guys hear me okay right now? Oh, is our sound working? How about now? How's the sound? Precisely. Very good. Yeah, so we feel attracted to people who are not texting us back, to people who are avoiding accountability and vulnerability, people who are giving us mixed signals, people who disappear emotionally, or people who keep us uncertain. And the tragedy is you think you're chasing love, but you're just chasing resolution. You're just chasing dopamine. You're just chasing relief from your pain. It's not true love. It's not true love. We can't have good relationships with people if we don't have a healthy constitution within our own body, if we don't have a healthy relationship with our own self. That's going to ruin our ability to have good relationships with other people. And so why are you chasing emotionally unavailable people? Why do you chase confusing people? For a lot of people, confusion creates obsession, whereas healthy love creates peace. That trauma bond creates a preoccupation. So when somebody's hot and cold, when somebody's unpredictable, when you don't know where they are or what they're doing or why they're doing it and why they're not texting back, and you don't know how to get in touch with them or what you have to do to get validation or get some reassurance or get some soothing from them. Some days they give you validation, other days they're invalidating and you can't understand where they are, what they're doing. Why? Why does your brain hyperfocus on that? Because uncertainty activates survival mode. And your brain is used to living in survival mode. It says, hey, this is just like when I was a kid. I like this. I know what this is all about. Oh, so you're getting triggered back into your survival mode the way you used to be as a child because it feels natural, it feels normal, it feels familiar, and your brain's doing the thing that it might have even done in childhood. Do they love me? Do they love me? They love me or they love me not. Did I do something wrong? Is it my fault? Will any man ever love me? I grew up without my dad. Is any man ever going to love me? How do I get them back? How do I got to figure out how to fix this? It's my job to fix relationships. It's my job to fix people. I got to figure out how to fix her. I got to figure out how to fix him. How do I get that person back? What changed? What changed? Did they find someone else? What changed? Did I do something wrong? Did I say something wrong? You go back and you replay every single interaction, everything you said. Oh, maybe I should have said a little bit nicer, and I should have put it like this. I should have put it like that. And the relationship becomes a psychological puzzle. You ever do a puzzle and you kind of get addicted because you're like trying to get the puzzle solved? You're like, I got to get this done. It becomes like that to the mind. It's like a psychological game, but the stakes are very real because it will ruin your mental health because your subconscious mind, your body believes that this is about survival. It believes that literally it's life or death if you don't fix it with them, if you don't find this person, if you don't get this person to lock in with you, you're going to die. That's what you feel like emotionally. You feel like you can't live, you can't survive if you don't figure this out. And so your brain is just stuck trying to get it right. Jemmy, welcome.
Oh, yes, sir.
Do you have a
I
question?
thought like I gotta queue up or something. My bad. Yeah. Is that real? A free therapy? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. What do you need
Okay.
to get help with today?
First of all, I'm struggling with pornography, and every time I relapse, I said, okay, that's the last time. I'm not gonna do that shit, and I like pray to God that I don't wanna fall into that thing again. But like for the last 10 years or over, I've been like relapsing over and over again, and I don't know what to do. Should I like take a medicine to like rewind my brain, like whatever? You know what I mean? Like, should I take like pills so I can overcome the addiction, or I should say like do some sort of daily routine so I can get over it.
You have to change your relationship with yourself and your relationship with the pornography. And here's how. When you relapse, do you find yourself beating yourself up for having relapse?
No,
Like,
I feel
oh,
I've been feeling that way for a long time, but like recently, I start feeling that I don't give a fuck. I'm numb to the voice in my head that says, "Oh,
and
you're so bad,"
and
like
be
that
yeah.
shit.
So you do get that. I'm sorry, excuse me. You do get that voice in your head that, oh, you're so bad, but now you've started going numb to it.
Yeah, I don't care. Like it's not about like I don't listen to it, but I know it's a lie. I know it's relapse, it's part of the journey, or whatever, and all that nonsense. But I don't care. I'm just gonna like move on until there is until like I find myself that I don't relapse anymore.
Do you feel a sense of shame around it?
I feel not probably like 80% that I don't really feel about that thing at all. Like I've been feeling that shame that I've been. It depends on the and how many streaks I've been doing. Like if I've been doing like some sort of streaks, like 10 days sober or something, and I relapse afterwards, it feels like, oh yeah, like I should have been stick to the streak.
So sometimes the relapses can trigger shame.
Yeah, if I did a score or I did like some sort of streak, but if like I'm relapsing every day or 2 days or 3 days in a row, not at all.
Would you say you're suffering from depression?
Probably because I believe that pornography it's a result of what I've been through. It's not the real problem. It's my feelings, my childhood, whatever I've been going through. Yeah, probably I'm suffering from depression, so I that's why I'm falling into the pornography.
So you have to change first the relationship with yourself, meaning
Okay.
it has to be you have to be enjoying your life and happy so that you don't feel like you need the relief valve because you're going
Okay.
to the pornography to get the chemicals that get released into the body so that you can feel good, but it's that momentary feeling of goodness if you can even reach that. And it's because you're generally feeling bad. So we have to change the self talk, the way you talk to yourself, so that you're always building yourself up, not going numb, building yourself up, feeling good. You have to change your routine so that you're doing other things in your life that feel good. They might not bring the high that pornography brings, but you're going to go for the things that are going to bring you some enjoyment in your life. And you're going to make sure you're in your personal power for the difficult things in life. So right now, the depression comes from, okay, I've been through this situation or I've gone through this situation and I find it unacceptable, but I also feel like I can't do anything about it. You have to switch your mindset to, but I can do this. And as a human, especially as a man, you have to be in your personal power. So you have to be inside of, okay, what is the thing that I can do? And focus every day, every morning on what it is that I can do. What am I working on? This is step one, which is changing the relationship with yourself and your life. So every day you're waking up doing what you can do. When you live in personal power, it is an antidote to depression. So here's the depression, and then here's personal power. Here's the high that you get from pornography, but this is just a dopamine spike. It's not actual happiness. No one lives up here. So you want to come out of the depression state so you don't feel like you need constant relief. And then the second part is setting stricter boundaries with yourself. Just like you have certain boundaries over the type of pornography that you would watch, right? There's certain things that for you would say, ew, I would never want to watch something like that. Am I correct?
Yeah, like gay porn. I don't want to watch that.
Right. So you have to put into the same category that you put that type, you have to put the other type that you are watching into that category. And you have to look at it as equally repulsive, equally repugnant, all a part of the same thing. And so you have to say, oh, this is disgusting. So every time it comes up or you think about it, instead of feeding on it and feeling like, I want to have this feeling, you have to say, actually, I find that to be disgusting. And I categorize that with that other stuff that I won't even look at. And now you've changed your relationship with yourself so that you're not constantly in the low state where you need the high spike. And then you've changed your relationship with the pornography where you're now looking at it as repugnant, which is what it truly is, because it's not a fantasy. It's a very dark part of the world that we live in and not something you would want to participate in or patronize. Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
So work on that this week. No, beating
Yeah,
yourself up and shame doesn't work because it brings you down and then you need relief from being down. So don't beat yourself up. Don't be in shame. Work on feeling good about you and feeling good about your life, being in personal power, and then feeling bad about pornography is as in, oh, this is repugnant, this is repulsive. So you're creating a stronger boundary, a stronger mental boundary around that. Work on that this week and then check in again next week. Let us know how you're doing.
okay, sir. Appreciate the advice. I really needed that. Thanks, sir.
Yeah, appreciate you stepping up and taking accountability. We appreciate you and hang in there. You're an important person. Welcome, guys who are just joining us. We are, of course, doing free therapy and helping you get breakthroughs. So you can request up if you would like to. And you can leave comments. I will try to answer questions if I see them, but it might get buried or something like that too as we move through the comments. Minimu, can you hear me okay?
Hi, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Welcome.
Welcome.
What
Sorry.
country are you calling from?
From Canada.
Welcome. How can I help today?
Well, it's my first time here. Um, I don't know. I just felt like I needed to talk to someone who has like empathy because right now I'm dealing a lot with shame and I have this social anxiety, like this fear of being perceived. And I just like because I have like ADHD and also um oh I think I can't hear
You're
you,
good.
sorry.
You're good.
Yeah. I have ADHD and also like I've dealt with some like past traumas. I have BPD as well. And I feel like anyone who's like trying to guide me in life just feel like they're like being moralizing and they don't truly help me. And it doesn't help me because I intellectualize a lot. And anytime I feel better, then after my body like catches up and like feels sick. And it's like this eternal loop. And it just makes my life miserable, honestly. Like I'm not trying to like have like the miracle recipe right there. I just feel like I'm maybe missing something. So I just wanted to have like this, maybe like reach out to someone who could maybe give me an answer that is new and something different, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you reaching out. No doubt you've tried talking to professionals in the past, and you've tried having therapy in the past, and because you've got some diagnoses, and sometimes it may have helped, and sometimes what you heard maybe didn't help you to make rapid progress. You need to understand that all of us here feel for you because you're a trauma survivor. And although you haven't necessarily talked about your trauma, you probably wouldn't have time to go into all of your trauma because your trauma is complex, probably from your childhood, growing up with a unstable caregiver or a mean caregiver.
Yeah, that was my case actually. Like, it's like the basic like combo. My unstable mom and my dad who's like narcissistic. So yeah, and like I have a sister too, and they put me in competition with her. She has like different problems too. Like she has like bipolar, and she was like really good at school. And even though I was like creative, I always felt like some kind of like black sheep and outcast, someone who's like not truly valuable in society. And I even feel shame about like going to a career that is artistic. And honestly, it's just like the current situation, like financially, professionally, like I feel like people can know that I am neurodivergent even though I'm a good worker. And I just feel like sometimes I miss some social cues even though I do my best. And this is like truly like a big struggle for me because I'm just trying to survive right there.
Yeah. Well, part of the problem also is that the support that you're getting from the mental health industry, which probably hopefully has good intentions, is not always complete because they're giving you a diagnosis and they're saying you're bipolar, you're borderline and your sister's
Yeah.
bipolar, but what they're not acknowledging is you're a trauma survivor.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going in and we're labeling your symptoms, but your symptoms that we're calling a mental illness stem from your survival mechanisms from childhood. So more than your borderline, what you are is a survivor of childhood trauma, a survivor of emotional abuse and possibly other types of abuse. That's what you have to recognize. So start there. I'm a survivor of abuse. Okay.
It's
Now
weird
we're
because I
starting.
don't see it that way. It's insane to like hear
Right.
someone say that to me because I've just been spoken mostly about my symptoms, and it feels like so unvalidating because I'm not trying to be a victim or anything, but
We
it's
know.
reassuring
We know.
that I'm acknowledged that way. It's weird. Like I'm feeling emotional like all of a sudden because it feels surreal.
That's the fact. It's just a fact. What you actually are is a survivor of abuse. The survival techniques that you developed in childhood have now become a part of your personality, and now they cause issues in life because you're no longer in that exact situation anymore out in the real world. And so they label it as a personality disorder. But those are your survival mechanisms from childhood. So you start first with forgiving yourself, with having compassion for yourself, with having empathy for yourself. I
Yeah.
want you to look back at what you went through as a child as if you saw another child going through it. How would you feel if you saw another child going through those things that you endured as a child?
Yeah, like I would definitely feel bad for them. I would never wish that on my like worst enemy, honestly. And like I try to see it that way, but also like sometimes with ADHD and like all of my like really high emotions, like intense emotions, especially shame, I feel this disconnection. And also like it manifests also in like physical pain, like in like jaw tension, and then like it hurts my posture. And also after that, because like I've always been like dealt with insomnia, and I realized like really lately that I've always been stressed of who I am and never felt truly safe. So it's just weird because like I'm just really good at pretending that I'm like fine. And honestly, like I just feel like I could have a better life. And when I'm asking for more, because I'm truly ambitious, like I've dealt with like so many things, like homelessness. I've dealt with like suicidal thoughts, and like I overcame that. Like I've dealt with like so many things. Like I left my home when I was like 19 years old, and I never ever touched. Sorry, I had a call. I never touched drugs or like alcohol or like smoke. I feel like it's pretty amazing that I never did that. And
Yeah.
yeah, like my only addiction is truly isolation.
I like hearing
Um,
you pat
yeah,
yourself on the back. It's important that you build yourself up.
yeah,
And I'm glad that you did that. Here's a solution that you can start with today so you can start to feel better. In order to survive having a narcissistic father and your unstable mom, you developed negative anticipation. So you always anticipate the worst. And
yeah,
so this makes you insecure, it makes you self conscious, and it causes you to not feel safe virtually anywhere around people. You need to change now for the real world that you're living in this negative anticipation. So now, when you go out, instead of anticipating that people are thinking something negative about you, anticipating that they're judging you, anticipating that something bad is going to happen to you, you need to change that and switch that to what's beneficial for me to think. It's more beneficial for me to believe that people either aren't paying attention or they think positively about me. And it's
yeah.
beneficial for me to believe that good things are going to happen. That's what I want you to work on for this week. And in the meantime, you're going to need additional assistance. So you can enroll in my healing school absolutely for free and get free assistance from me and my team. You just direct message me after this call, and then
Okay.
I'll give you the links in order to get that free help from us. Okay. So we're going to support you in your journey to heal. And I have a 100% success rate with anyone who sticks in my program. They are able to heal. So I'm able to help you to heal as well. So please take
Okay.
advantage of that. You go ahead and just send me a direct message, okay?
All right. So I send you a direct message, and after like how does it work? Is it like something that is like weekly? Like I'm not sure
It's
how.
a daily program.
Oh
Yeah,
wow. Okay.
yeah,
Well, it's really affordable because honestly, like I don't want to dump too many things. I want to give the chance to other people to join. But like I lost my job, and like it's just like stressful, and that's why I joined this live. And like I wanted to talk because I just needed to like do some exposure therapy and not feel ashamed of like what I've been through. So thank you so
yeah.
much for your energy and your time. And
Thank
yeah.
you. We love you guys. Can you guys put some hearts in the chat here for Mini Moo? Put some hearts in the chat to show your love for Mini Moo. And Mini Moo, go ahead and reach out for me, and we're going to give you that additional support, that daily support that you need to be able to overcome these symptoms, so you can live a life of freedom. Love you so
Thank you
much.
very
Thanks for
much.
coming up.
Love you too. Bye.
Thank you guys for the hearts in the chat. We appreciate that. And Mini Moo, if you see those hearts and you recognize that we're not judging you, we just have nothing but love, and we're back with us here. You guys can request up if you want to talk to me and get some healing therapy. Oh, I do have some requests here. I fear that technology is not totally cooperating with me here. Hopefully this will work properly here. Deanne, can you hear me okay? Welcome, Deanne. Can you hear me okay? Okay, we're going to move on to the next guest here. Marimakha, can you hear me okay?
Hello.
Hi, Mari Makam, is that how I say your name?
It's Markham. It's just spelled differently.
You're a little too quiet for me. Can you maybe get closer to the mic or something?
Yep. Can you hear me?
That's better. How can I help today?
Alright, so I'm gonna try to be quick, so I can try to get some answers or see if you can figure this out. But basically, last year was one of the worst years of my life. I'm 27. I've never had a year like this before. It was absolutely horrible. So at the beginning of the year, my entire family had a falling out. I used to live at my parents' house and help with bills and everything, but my mom and dad are now divorced. But before they got divorced, our entire family had a huge falling out, big fight, actual physical fights. The cops were called, everything. I was kicked out of the home. And then me and my boyfriend of 2 years moved in together. We were a little bit homeless for a while, but then we found somewhere to stay and moved in together. While we were living together, I feel like because of everything we were going through, we were probably just trauma bonding, and I ended up getting pregnant twice.
Maybe Mari, just start with your question that
Okay.
you would ask.
My question is, just from everything that I've been through from this last year, and also, my boyfriend ended up cheating on me, and we ended up breaking up. I don't feel anything. I don't feel anything at all. The things I used to love to do, I don't want to do them anymore. I don't have any excitement for life. I don't care about anything I used to care about. I don't feel community anymore. I feel very isolated, alone, and I don't know. I want to care about things again. I want to find something I love and be able to enjoy things, but it's like everything doesn't matter anymore, and I don't want to feel like that.
So you say that you're numbing, like you're feeling nothing, but in reality, it may be that you still do feel hopelessness, lack of safety, powerlessness, exhausted, disconnected from your purpose. Would you say that's true?
Yes, 100%.
So first off, we can change that narrative from I'm feeling nothing to I am feeling something. I am feeling something. I'm not feeling good. I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling trapped. I'm feeling exhausted, hopeless, unsafe, powerless. I am feeling something. And guess what? I can handle it. Because when we tell ourselves we can't handle it, the brain shuts us out. You're using numbing as a coping mechanism for the pain that you're experiencing. You're feeling like your actual feelings are too intense or too dangerous for you to handle or too exhausting. And so you're trying to numb out in order to cope. Does that make sense?
That sounds right.
Okay, good. So avoidance temporarily reduces the pain, but then it also reduces our joy, it reduces our motivation, it reduces our connection, it reduces your ability to feel alive. And so that's what's happening to you right now, is that by numbing emotions, you're also numbing the positive emotions. So if you made it simple for us, what is the one thing that you are trying to avoid thinking about? What is that loss? What is that fear? What is that shame that's causing you so much pain that you're trying to avoid having to think about it?
Honestly, I talked to my sister about everything, like I laid everything out. I feel like it's everything. I don't know. There's not one thing that is like the most hurtful. It's like every single thing, every aspect of my life is fractured. And because it's so much, I don't know. I don't know where to start.
What I want you to do after we talk here is I want you to get a pen and paper. I want you to start listing all of the things that are causing you pain, all of the things that are causing you feeling of loss, fear, shame, hopelessness, isolation, everything bad. Okay, you think you can't handle it. I want you to write it down on a piece of paper. And what we need to do is we have to change from detrimental thinking to beneficial thinking. Because what's happening with you is you're going through tragedy, but most humans experience tragedy in this world, unfortunately. And so what's happening with you that's causing the depression is the way that you're viewing the tragedy is detrimental to you. So you're framing it in a detrimental way, like my family had a fight and now I'm kicked out, and that's very bad because of this, and that's very bad because of this, and I feel powerless because of this, and this is unacceptable because of this. That's how you're viewing it. Something happened with me and my boyfriend, or I got pregnant, and this is why this is bad, and this is why this is unacceptable, and this is what you're seeing, all the negative, which is detrimental to your emotional, spiritual, and mental constitution. So instead, we need to flip that to what's good about this, or where is this beneficial? Because when you look at, oh, there was a fight with my family and I got kicked out, and this is good because, and then you look at what's good about it, or this is okay because, and this happened with me and my boyfriend, and this has happened with pregnancy, and this is okay because, and what could be good about it is this. It's going to flip your perspective, which will then flip the chemicals that your body is creating. And with those new chemicals or new hormones, you have a new feeling state. And so you won't be stuck in the depression. So we want to get you into what we call in psychology acceptance. And we get you there by listing down all the things that are bothering you. And then I want you to write next to them why it's either okay or what's good about it, or what could be good that comes out of it. And it's going to instantly change your whole mental and emotional disposition. Okay, so do that exercise first. Then we're going to need to support you, right? So give me a direct message after this call. Let me know that we talked live. And then I'm going to give you a link so that you can enroll in Healing School absolutely for free. So you can get free help and assistance from me and my team. And we're going to be working with you every day so that you can get out of this feeling state, because there's already a lot of bad things that you're going through. You don't want to also be feeling terrible on top of going through terrible things as well.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Do that exercise, though, okay? Because that's the first thing I'm going to ask you.
I will.
All right, awesome. Talk to you soon. Janice asks, how can I enroll? You can enroll in Healing School just by clicking on my face there. Goes to my profile, the link under my picture. It takes you to the website, and it says Healing School right there. You just click on it and enroll. Your enrollment in Healing School is what supports us being able to help some individuals who are not in a position to be able to afford it. So please go and support it. And there's also a link there to make a donation, because we run this as a nonprofit, which is a community service, allowing us to help people who may not be able to normally afford the assistance. So thank you to everyone who's already donated, and thank you to those of you who are already enrolled. And yeah, if I've texted you or someone from my team texted you, text us back so we can lock in together. Do you help with marriage healing? Yes, on an individual basis. So I won't talk to both at the same time, but you can contact me. Welcome, N. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you can hear me.
Yes. What country are you in, N? What country are you calling from? Now I can't hear you anymore.
I'm calling from Nigeria.
Nigeria, welcome.
Can you hear me better?
Yes, I can
Yes.
hear you so much better. How can I help?
All right. Okay. Last month, or March rather, I found out my dad was a pedophile, and he has in fact sexually abused some nieces who stayed with us. So this deeply disturbed me, and it took me to a time in my childhood when I was much younger, and I was being abused as well, but I couldn't open up. And I could only open up when we had a nanny come stay with us, and I confided in her about these things, but she said I should open up to my parents. And I remember how that was handled, how carelessly it was handled. So it made sense to me that that was handled so carelessly because that was who he was. Now I confronted him about it sometime last week because things have been getting really heated
You
at home.
confronted your father
Yes, things have been
about being
getting
a
really
pedophile?
exactly, and also
All
hitting my
right.
mom. I had also
So
confronted him about hitting my mom because
take
I found
take me
that
to the end of this and tell me what your question for me would be or
okay,
what you need help with.
I was trying to learn because I'm trying to find out how to navigate things because when I actually confronted him about it, all his defense was trying to shame me that I was already a useless child because in fact, how he framed it was I actually had sex when I was 7, and that was really crazy to me. So he was just shaming me, and even if I have done a lot of work on myself and I
Can you
have
clarify for me? Are you confronting him about his pedophilia, or you're confronting him about him assaulting you?
no his pedophilia about me it was when I was much younger and this incident happened to me. It was handled carelessly by
Right.
him.
Gotcha.
Yes.
But you're not confronting him about what happened to you. You're
No,
confronting him about him.
exactly. So
Good.
his first response when I confronted him was throwing things back
So
at me.
so I actually don't need to know his response, because your question for me is essentially how do I navigate this
So okay,
confrontation, right?
I'm just trying to ask how I would navigate the this new reality for me, and just finding out that I'm completely on my own because I feel like my whole life has been a lie. Because I also later found out about him hitting my mom, and he always said he never touched my mom. So I feel like my whole life is a lie, and
How
it
old are
has
you?
really rocked my world. I'm 29.
Okay, you're 29.
Yes.
Good. So when you talk about your father and you talk about your mother and you talk about your childhood, you're calling that your whole life.
I'm calling yes because I'm calling it my whole life because it has been a big part of my life, and I have been close to my family.
Okay,
Even
exactly.
if
It's been a big part
yes,
of your life because you've been close to your family, right? But
exactly.
now in the next chapter, you're not going to be so close to your family.
Exactly. So I guess that's the reality that I'm finding it really hard to move forward with that because to me at this point it feels like my father is dead but he's alive. So it's really hard for me, navigating this new reality.
If I want you to imagine I was there in Nigeria with you, okay? And let's say we
Yes.
went for a walk. I said, "Hey, come on, and let's go for a walk down the road here. I want to show you something." And you said, "Okay." And I take you for a walk, and I say, "Oh, look at that man over there. You see that man?" And you say, "Yeah. What about him?" And I say, "Well, that man is a pedophile. Yeah, he's a pedophile." And basically, what I want you to do is go over and have a friendship with him. And I want him to be your friend. By the way, he doesn't take accountability for anything he's ever done. Do you think you would want to go be his friend?
No.
Do you think that would be hard for you?
No.
No, it's not hard. It's simple. Simple. It's not hard. Let's reframe it. It's simple. Your father has made it simple for you. It's not hard. It's Oh, okay. Guess not. Right? Don't call your life a lie. He's a lie. He's a lie. Your folks have been a lie. They've been lying to you. It's not your life has been a lie. It's just that they've been lying to you. So therefore, you don't hang out with people who lie to you. You don't hang out with people who gaslight you. You don't hang out with people who lack accountability. They don't qualify to be in your life anymore. That's fine. Well, what we're doing is we're falling into the cultural trap of being like, but my mommy and my daddy are everything. My mommy and my daddy, my mommy and my daddy. Not at 29 years old. They're not your everything anyway. Even if you had a good mom and dad, I would still be advising you individuate from your parents. You need to be separate from them and you need to start your own life. That's even if they're healthy, but they're not healthy. So they're actually making it simple for you. It's not difficult. It's easy. It's, oh, no thanks. I don't want to hang out with him. If this man was not your biological father, you would just be like, ew, right? That would be your response.
Exactly.
You'd be like, ew, no thanks, I'm good. I'm like, come on, talk to him. You'd be like, no, I'm good. I don't need this. I don't need that. That should be your viewpoint towards your parents. Not, this is really hard. It should be, this is actually really simple. And at 29, as it turns out, you actually don't need parents. We like to have our folks around, but we don't need them at 29 anymore. We needed them when we were 9 years old. We needed them at 9 months years old. We don't need them at 29. That's the good news. So I would be telling you to move on even if they were healthy. So this makes it easy.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Do you have any other questions for me?
No, thank you.
How are
No,
you
thank
feeling?
you.
How are you feeling?
I actually feel relieved that I could speak to you because I've not really had anybody to talk to.
Well, you're not even the only person in this chat with a pedophilic parent. You're not even the only one here. There's a bunch of people in this chat who can actually silently relate to you who are like, yeah, I got a messed up dad, a messed up mom, and things like that. It's very relatable here. So you're in the right space. Keep coming to our lives here. I meet live Monday and Wednesday nights, according to New York time, 8 p.m. New York time. So if you can come to those as well, we have a whole community here for you, and we're happy to be here and to support you through this. Send me a direct message, and I'd be happy to give you a link so that you can join Healing School for free.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Glad you're here. Take care.
Thank you.
She's not alone, is she? We got 109 people here with messed up parents. there's maybe one person in the entire chat who's like, no, my parents were awesome. 109 people here with some very strange parents. Like, what is wrong with these people? So she is not alone. Just let her know she's not alone, guys. Let her know in the chat. We got all varieties of messed up people. Rosalie, can you hear me okay? Welcome, Rosalie. You're on live with us. Okay, doesn't look like Rosalie was ready for us. Servant for him. Are you here? Can you hear me okay? Welcome.
Thank you. And thank you for what you do to help all of us. My question to you is I've been married 10 years and I've been unable or unsuccessful in trying to have a conversation with my husband when I approach him with the issue, no matter if we pray together prior to coming to him. He's defensive, there's gaslighting, and it used to affect my mental health. And I've gotten to a point where I'm just kind of brush it off or brush it under the rug. But do you have any suggestions on trying to approach a man with difficult conversation?
I do, yeah. But you got to tell me, are you a servant for him regarding God, or are you talking about your husband?
Oh, no, the Lord.
Okay.
I'm a Christian. I'm a believer. Yes.
Gotcha. That's just fine. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure who it was that you were referring to there, so I was just very curious. So, as a Christian, sometimes we can make the mistake of thinking that just because someone is our family, it's all supposed to work out. You're just supposed to be able to apply Bible principles, and this person should be able to work anything out with you. They should be able to listen to you. But when you think about what the scriptures actually say, do the scriptures reveal that everyone is going to be amicable and easy to deal with? Or do the scriptures actually reveal that some people are going to be difficult in the last days?
The second.
Yeah. So there's a proverb that says, a worthless man, a wicked person, walks around with crooked speech. Crooked speech would be like a good description for gaslighting, wouldn't it? Crooked speech. Yeah, that'd be a good description of gaslighting. Defensive is argumentative. Argumentative is contentious. And the Bible talks about a contentious wife, but if contentious wives exist, couldn't contentious husbands exist as well?
Yes, I would agree.
Yeah. And you don't have to answer this out loud, but is it possible that you might have a contentious husband?
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah. And when Jesus was walking the earth, didn't he say to the Pharisees and the Sadducees, you belong to your father, the devil.
Devil.
He is a liar and the father of the lie. So he's saying that the devil's a lie. And so people who lie are children of
The devil.
yeesh. It's hard hitting, right? It's kind of dark. Yeah. So we have to ask ourselves, is it actually possible to work it out and to make it work with everyone? And the answer is not necessarily. So I don't know your husband and I'm not judging him, but I need you to open your mind to the fact that it may not be possible to talk to certain people. So ask yourself two questions. Does he lack accountability? And does he
Yes.
lack empathy?
Yes, both.
It is actually an impossibility to make it work with a person who lacks accountability and empathy. They would be in direct reflection of the devil. They would not be reflecting Christ. They would not be reflecting God. They're reflecting the devil. So even though they may go to church, they may look good in their suit, they may do nice things and donate money, and they may preach and teach, and they may know scripture. If they don't have accountability, and if they don't have empathy, which is essentially love, you can't work with them.
I guess I just felt that marriage has its trials, and maybe if I just prayed on my own and try to just make sure I'm good mentally, that maybe he'll break through one day. It's like you don't want to leave too soon, but I don't also want to stay in wishful thinking while I'm hurting myself. And my youthful years are passing by because it's been 10 years and I'm almost 50. So
Yeah. Whether you stay or not is your personal choice, but as far as trying to make something work with him, it won't work. So don't waste any of your time. Don't trying to work it out and trying to work it out. You tried once, you tried talking. If they lack accountability and they lack empathy, it will never work with that person until they change as a human. And he may not change within your lifetime. So don't waste your energy, don't waste your time on someone like that. Focus on caring for your own mental health, finding your own sources of happiness, your own sources of connection outside of that particular relationship. The good thing is God is full of empathy, and he's
yes,
willing
he
to listen
is.
to you, and he's willing to support you through everything. And you are not the only human or woman in history who has had a difficult spouse. And so Abigail's husband, was called senseless. God found that
Fool.
man to be a senseless fool, right? So it can happen, right? And so whatever the case, wherever you find yourself, know that God sees it and he will provide everything that you need. Ultimately, he will provide for you. Whatever you decide is your personal choice.
And then one question attached to that: have you ever seen someone who is a narcissist or lack empathy ever change? I know God can change that, but have you ever seen it in your personal, your professional, um, your profession?
No,
Oh,
I know because if I had a narcissistic wife, if I could have made it work, I tried it. 5 years of just like I was 15 years married, but 5 years knowing she was a narcissist, trying to find a cure for it. There is nothing. There's nothing. I talked to the professionals. I researched everything. There is no cure for wickedness. That's what it ultimately is. They are slanderers. They are liars. They are revilers. They are an imitation of Satan the devil. There is no cure for it. I'm so sorry. No, not even therapy. I'm so sorry, especially not therapy. They gaslight and manipulate therapists.
yep, yep, that happened. I've been to over 6 therapists, and we talked about the lie. The most of the time, the majority of the time, what he said, and it was a lie. We tried to discuss the lie, and I can't give feedback to a lie. Yeah, but
Right.
thank you for your honesty and your wisdom. I appreciate it.
It's so hard. I know you're feeling, and we're here to support you. Feel free to stay with us in the community. I meet on Mondays and Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern time, and just be here for the support because we know what it's like to be in your situation.
Thank you again.
Thank you. Take care. There's no cure for wickedness except maybe Jesus. But this guy knows Jesus. You understand? And so for those of us who are already in what was supposed to be a Christian marriage, right? And then it still doesn't work. Sorry, there really is nothing. They have all the information, all the knowledge, all the support that they need to just not be a wicked person, and they're not doing it, right? They're not living according to it. So it is what it is. Erica, you're welcome. Live by Faith, welcome to the conversation. How can I help? Live by Faith, can you hear me? Hello. All right, awesome. We got through everybody in the queue, so if you want to request up, now's a good time. And I'd be happy to take you. No more music. I am trying to accept you in. No more. Hey, welcome.
Thank you.
What country are you calling from?
Well, Canada, but I'm in Jamaica right now.
Okay. What's causing you pain?
I think social anxiety and yeah, I don't really know, but just like isolation and kind of like trauma, like loving people that have trauma, but then you also have trauma. So it's just like we both connect on like the weirdness that kind of like that like string of trauma brings. And like we were talking about earlier with me, like the kind of unique personality based on trauma. So it's kind of like accepting those parts but knowing where they come from, but like deleting some, keeping some. So that
I
aspect.
can't. Yeah, I was having trouble hearing you.
Okay. You want me to
The
start over?
Yeah, the volume's
Okay.
okay. It's just the clarity of
Yeah,
your.
no one understands me. I don't know why. Like,
Maybe
whenever
don't
I talk, people don't hear me.
enunciate
But
and
okay,
don't
let
mumble.
me
Here we
try.
go.
Okay, so
So give me one or two things that are causing you pain.
okay. One thing that is causing me pain is navigating, dealing with someone that I love or have feelings for that we both have trauma. And it's, for myself, it's sometimes hard to decipher what personality traits are from trauma and what are ones that I have like allowed into me.
That's the wrong question. The question is not, hey, what can I excuse because it's from his trauma, and what are the unexcusable traits? The What you want to differentiate is not what's from trauma, because it doesn't matter where it comes from. What matters is it meeting the standards of what you need, or is it falling short of the standards of what you need? Does that make sense? So if I'm with a woman and she scratches my eyeballs out, but it's from trauma, can you see how it being from trauma doesn't make it acceptable for me to stay? It's
Yeah.
like I just need to get out of that situation, right?
Yeah.
And so you need to identify, does this meet my standards or does it not meet my standards? So let me ask you a quick question about this partner who is from trauma. Does this partner lack empathy, generally speaking?
No.
Does this partner lack accountability, generally speaking?
Yeah.
But you feel that this person has empathy, is
Well,
loving, is
not
compassionate?
fully. Not fully. Like I feel like sometimes I have to explain it, or like if I like, hey, that like I didn't like that, then it's like, okay, I'm sorry. I see how that was wrong.
That sounds like accountability. Are
Okay,
they?
then yeah.
Are they able to say sorry quickly, or is it like pulling teeth to get them to say
No,
sorry?
it's quite quickly. But then I don't know if they're just saying sorry because they don't want me to be upset. Like if they're just trying to like fix because like they don't want to be rejected or some shit.
Are they a people pleaser?
Yeah,
Okay.
but yeah.
Are they
But
an
they say
avoidant?
they say that they feel like being a like sometimes pleasing people it's like easier because of their circumstance. It's easier than like getting into it with like ignorance.
Yeah. Are they avoidant?
Mm,
Do they run away?
no.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, good news is you could make it work with this person, and that's great news because
but yeah, okay.
because most of the people who come up and they talk about their partners, they're not going to be able to make it work. You could actually
I think
potentially
I
make it
okay.
work with this person. They do need to get into therapy right away, though, because they are dysfunctional and they are toxic, and you probably are too. And so
Yeah,
you
no,
guys do need to
that's
be
the
in
other
therapy.
thing. Because when you said like the standards part, like it's also causing me pain. The idea that like I'm kind of like I've been isolating so much with like dealing with trauma that it's like kind of like the narcissist in me of like okay no one meets my standards so I don't like that so I'm realizing too like how like it's what's causing me pain too is like realizing like how kind of ignorant the ignorant parts of me and with regards to like not like just I don't want to think like no one meets my standards like it's just unrealistic like yeah like I don't like that part of me anymore.
You need to articulate your needs or boundaries to him, and you need to make him or her articulate their needs and boundaries to you. That would be the first answer to your question. Like, how do I make this work? You guys need to get very, very honest with each other and have very difficult conversations. But long term, for this to really work, that one answer won't make it copacetic. So, in order
Cool.
for this in order for this to ultimately work, it won't make it all smooth. So, in order for
Okay.
this to ultimately work, what you need is to get into one on one therapy. He needs to go, and you need to go. That needs to be the first standard that you inform him of. Like, hey, I need you in therapy. And then I need to go as well. Don't just go to anyone, go to a trauma specialist. Ideally, someone trained by me. You can find that on my website or
So what if we can't afford it?
send me a direct message and let me know you can't afford it, and then we'll work out something, hopefully for free or affordable for you.
Okay. Thanks. Yeah. Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm looking forward to working with you. But inform him of your standards and make him inform you of his standards. And you guys are going to have conversations like that every day until things get smooth. And then I'll help you guys from there.
Can I ask one more question?
Sure.
Like with like people pleasing from like the mother narcissist and like the CPTSD stuff, like kind of like I like just like I can't control the pleasing. Like it just like pops out. And I'm like, why? Yeah.
You can control what you say and what you do. Yes, things come up automatically, but what you're feeling that comes up automatically is feelings. which comes from the hormones, that comes from chemicals. But your actual, what comes out of your mouth is not automatic, and what you do with your body is not automatic. You can actually control what you do and what you say for the most part. So what you have to practice is the skill of pausing, the skill of meditating before speaking, meditating before acting. And then you have to build other skills like assertiveness, which is where you tell people the truth and you say no and you let them down and you set boundaries. When you build these skills and you practice bodily control, then you won't find that people pleasing comes automatically at all.
Yeah. Okay. And like being like a woman like in the art industry, like it's like sometimes like it's like you have to people please in order, like that's how it feels sometimes. Like I have to in order to like be seen as, and maybe this is a belief that I had that's just correct. But
No,
yeah.
you got it. It's a maladaptive belief. Women in the art industry who are not people pleasers are some of the most highly regarded and successful, right? So it's not like, oh, this is the only way. No, there's ways you can be very assertive, right, and very yourself and very authentic, especially in the art industry, right? So we can change those beliefs. That's a maladaptive belief.
Yeah, thanks. That's so funny. Really, thanks. Okay.
Thanks, Nomo. Does that feel like we have a little clarity there?
Yeah, thank you. I'm gonna DM you.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Look forward to talking to you.
Thanks.
Hi, Natalie. Welcome. I had trauma from before, but it's even more trauma being with my husband. Yeah, if we don't choose a good partner, it's just going to cause more trauma. That's true. Mine told me his topic, toxic, doesn't show. Someone said here they have someone who has they have a partner with a lack of empathy and a lack of accountability. Yeah, it's not going to work. I'll tell you that right now. If it's a severe lack of empathy, severe lack of accountability when it comes to you, it's not going to work. That's a cutoff. That's an ending the relationship situation. It's not going to work, folks, with people who lack accountability and empathy. That ultimately will produce a wicked person. That's how they'll behave in the relationship, even though they might act really good and act really kind out in public, and they might get other people to believe in them and to like them. They're ultimately not going to work out for you as a partner because they don't have empathy, which is compassion. That's love for you. And they don't have accountability, which means you can't talk to them. You can't work anything out. So right now, I don't have anyone in my queue requesting to come up. So we can continue to talk about these emotionally unavailable people. And also, you guys can ask me questions in the chat. Starting now, I will start reading if there's something there in the chat. Can you share your story/testimony? With that type of prompt, I wouldn't be able to like go into anything because the way that I process the things I went through in my brain is just like a shoulder shrug, like it's in the past, so I don't live in it. So it's not like I can access it. Like, oh, tell me your story. Like, it's not there as a story in my brain. It's like a bunch of lessons, right? And so if you say the right thing, you ask me something very specific, then I might be able to give you that lesson or that story because the way I categorize things in the brain. But I don't have it as a story or a testimony. It's just a bunch of wisdom and lessons learned from the past. So good question, but I don't have like a good answer for you. How do you know what kind of attachment you're in a relationship? Are you talking about your personal attachment style? Like if you're avoidant or if you're anxiously attached? Is that what you're saying? Both are fear-based, and if you tend to, out of fear, move away and pull away from people because maybe you fear engulfment or losing yourself, that would be avoidant. And if you fear losing the person generally, that would be anxious attachment. Seems like there's a lot of narcissists out there. There are a lot of narcissists. You can imagine it could be up to 1 in 5 people are a narcissist. But maybe don't focus on that because it's kind of a detrimental thing. It's like, ooh, there's a lot of boogeymen out there. It's better to focus on the fact that there's also a 1 in 5 chance that you find somebody who's really a good person, who's exceptionally accountable and has empathy. and they're out there, and you have to vet through individuals, and you don't have to be afraid that you're going to meet a narcissist. You will meet them. You just have to vet through them. When you see a narcissist, you try to become invisible to them. That's how you survive. If you see them at work, you see them at school, you see them in your social circles, you just don't talk to them, don't look them in the eye, you completely ignore them. Like animals. You just try to be invisible to them. It's kind of like when you see like that person on the side of the road who's obviously not right, they're not right in the head, and they're talking to themselves, and they're yelling and so what do you do? What do you do? Do you try to befriend them? No, you just like don't look at them and try not to get noticed because you don't know what's going on. Like it feels like maybe they're possessed or something, right? So you just like, maybe I just won't engage with any eye contact. I don't want to trigger them. I don't want their attention, essentially. That's how you should look at a narcissist. Like, I don't want any attention from a narcissist. If you do end up having to have an interaction, then the front you have to give off to the narcissist is really hard, really cold. Really, really cold. This repels a narcissist because if you're recognizing that person is probably narcissistic and they try to interact with you and you're hard and cold, they're going to back off because ultimately that hurts their feelings, it hurts their pride, it hurts their ego. You're going to make them look stupid, you're going to make them feel stupid, they don't like it. You're going to tell them no, you're well boundaried, they don't like it. So that's the way you deal with them. It's the opposite of what you may feel, which is, I'll be really nice. I'll be really kind. No. You got to be hard and cold. Hard and cold. Not with everyone, but when you recognize someone as a potential narcissist out there in the wild, just... Hey, Roman, I'm struggling with managing my anger from irritation to raising my voice. Any recommendations? Yes, indeed. Anger is a maladaptive response to most things in life. If you think about the things that you're getting angry about, you'll realize that anger is actually not the appropriate response most of the time because there's no action to take. Anger is an action emotion. So responding out of anger will not produce a good result. Acting in anger will not produce a good result. It will just produce things that you later regret and have to say sorry for. So you need to bring yourself down out of that anger right away. Anger comes from a mindset of righteousness. It's, I'm right, these other people are wrong. Or they're unjust, there's injustice, right? It's like a sense of righteousness, which in a way is putting yourself in the position of God. Isn't that interesting? So when we're dealing and struggling with anger, there's a little bit of a spiritual issue where we're not staying in the place of a human and recognizing that God says vengeance is his and he will repay. And so you're putting yourself in the place of God. So instead you got to stay in the place of a human and recognize, I don't know. I can't judge situations. I can't right all the wrongs of society. It's not my job to assert my righteousness on situations. Okay, and that helps tremendously. Then get down to the base emotion. Anger is a secondary emotion. It's a bravado that we use to cover up the vulnerability. So what's the base emotion? Then you'll find sadness, pain, hurt, embarrassment, confusion, right? There's some vulnerable emotion. Get there and then work there from the vulnerable emotion. I feel confused. I feel sad. And then start processing that. Why do I feel that way? Find the cognitive distortion and then talk to yourself the way you would talk to a child about those feelings. And that will completely solve your anger problems. Just commenting to tell you you're awesome. Thank you, but you must be looking in a mirror. Not being lucky, sadly, there's no such thing as luck. So if you afraid to lose a person, is it anxious attachment? Yes. Yeah, don't worry about losing people, by the way, folks. That's the way we stay healthy in life. We allow people to go. It's okay to lose people. Be gone. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay to lose some people. It's okay. It's okay. We need folks, but we don't need everybody. You understand? We don't need everyone. You're already a part of the greater community. The greater tribe is the city, the town that you live in. And what we have now on the internet, we're connected worldwide. This is a tribe. We sit here in a little live of like 100 people. This is a tribe. Welcome. You're here. This is it. This is the community that you've been looking for and searching for. This is it. And when you go to the gym, that's a community there. And when you go to Pilates, that's a community there. And when you go to your place of worship, that's a community there. And when you go to school, it's communities everywhere. So you don't have to be like, oh no, I'm going to lose this one person. And sometimes we get caught up in reverse entitlement. It's my dad. It's my mom. It's my boyfriend. I don't want to lose them. It's okay. It's actually okay. Really, it's actually okay. If they're toxic, if they lack empathy, they lack accountability, let them go. Lose them. Purposely lose them. So if you have a fear of losing people, write down on a piece of paper some of the benefits of losing people. Why it would be a good thing to let some people go, and then you'll get rid of that fear. That will be tremendously helpful. Can my question not be relationship related, but managing life responsibilities as a single mother? Yes, you can. If you're feeling overwhelmed as a single mom, you need to write down a list every morning whenever you feel overwhelmed of all the things that you feel like need to be done, which is always going to be more things than you can actually get done. Then you just prioritize 1, 2, 3, because you can only get 3 big things done a day as a single mom. You can only get 3 big things done a day, sometimes 2, sometimes 1, never more than 3. So you don't even go for that. You just label 1, 2, 3, top 3 priorities. That's what we do today. That's how we manage overwhelm. How do you stop masking and shrinking yourself after doing so for years? Well, you need to start with some psychology. If you're going to do it on yourself, you do for yourself what I would do if I were working with you, which is to list out the benefits of being authentic in a relationship. You're wearing a mask because somewhere subconsciously you believe that a mask is going to keep you safe and give you success in relationships. And it's really just the opposite. That mask is a threat to your safety in relationships. Now we need to list out why. And when you actually put it down on paper, it's going to become very obvious to you. Oh, wow. If I mask, then anyone I have a connection with really is only connecting with my mask. And therefore I can never feel like it's an authentic connection. So if it's going well, I don't take credit for it. And if it's going bad, I do take that personally. You understand? The mask is not actually helping. And if it goes bad, then you never know if it could have gone well if you would have just been authentic, right? So make your list of reasons why masking is inferior to authenticity, why authenticity is better. And then start putting that into action in your life. Start with safe people, being authentic, be real, be assertive, tell people the truth, let people down, disappoint people. And the more you do it, and the more you do it, and the more you do it, the better you get, and the more blunt you become. And people start loving you for it. The reality is, we're so afraid to be cruel. We're so afraid to be mean, but we're really stuck in a childhood definition of what that means. People like people who are seemingly mean or blunt. We like those people because they tell the truth. We all prefer being around a friend that's blunt and real to a friend that's nice but won't tell us the truth. That's why you thank a friend when they tell you that you have stuff in your teeth. You go, oh, thank you, right? That's true friendship, is tell me the embarrassing, hard to handle truth. Because I'd rather you tell me there's stuff in my teeth than to be nice. We don't want nice friends. We want real friends. So learn to be a real person yourself. Married to one for 10 years. He's currently away from home with a few girlfriends. This must be saying you're married to a narcissist. What are a few telltale signs of a narcissist so I can stay away? Lack of empathy, lack of accountability. Lack of empathy or lack of accountability. If you notice a lack of empathy and a lack of accountability and you have both of those things, then you stay away from that person. That's usually a narcissist. But ultimately, the way that you keep yourself safe from narcissists, guys, is being highly boundaried. When you assert your boundaries, that is the narcissist repellent. It's like you're spraying bug spray on the roaches, right? They have to get away or it kills them. They cannot live with your boundaries. They do not like your boundaries. They hate your boundaries because they hate you, right? Your boundaries are self-love. When you are, I hate myself, they're like, I hate you too. Let's get married. That's how we attract narcissists. When you're like, I love myself, here's my boundaries, they go, ooh, I don't like this. They love themselves too much and I hate them and we don't match up. See how that works? My husband had a baby outside of our marriage. He married me knowing I could not and agreed. I left him. Don't understand what you mean, Loretta, but I'm glad you got away from a man who had a baby outside your marriage. If someone close disrespect you, does it mean you're the one? What do you mean, the one? I don't understand what you mean. Oh, wait, hold on. One, giving that space, how do you overcome? If someone close disrespect you, does it mean you're the one giving that space? You're saying, are you responsible for them disrespecting you? If that's what you're asking, the answer is no. You can be the most respectable person in the world and someone can still disrespect you. It doesn't mean it's your fault. No, but you should get away from a person who disrespects you on a regular basis. One now says, mine said I'm whining and crying because I said I didn't like he jumps. It feels icky. You're getting into some details here, but I think ultimately it's toxic because you're repeating what a toxic person says. Hey, my toxic person said this. Hey, everyone, here's the toxicity. We don't need the toxicity. We don't need to know what your toxic person said. Do you do the same if you're in a marriage with them? I mean, being cold. Yeah. Oh my God, yeah. If you're in a marriage with a narcissist, yeah. Yeah. If you're anywhere around any narcissist, you got to be cold. That's your protection. Because it puts them in a place of, I don't know where I stand with this person. They're not showing me their feelings. They're not showing me their emotions. So therefore, I can't manipulate them. Narcissists are like leeches, and the lifeblood that they're sucking out of you is your emotional force. So when you show emotions, I'm really mad at you. That's giving them life. I'm really sad with you. That's giving them life. Especially negative emotions. They love to see the negative. If you're saying you're happy, they don't like it. So like, tear them down, tear them down, tear them down. They said they're happy without me. And then when you go, why did you do that? Why did you sabotage my happiness? That gives them life. Do you get it? They're real nasty. So you got to be cold. Cold. Cold as ice. Like this. You should be your permanent face around a narcissist. That's it. Always walking away from them. They should constantly see the back of your head. I'm not even joking. The narcissist, every time they walk in the room, it's the back of your head. What is with this person? Every time I come around this person, I see the back of their head. That's how it should be. You should be around a narcissist. Let me know if you guys don't get it. ON3NAO, I don't understand your question. I'm so sorry. You guys don't have to double, triple paste your questions anymore. I'm going through one by one. Where'd your passion for helping people derive from? A passion for helping people. The passion for helping people. I care, right? If you see a kid on the side of the road with a broken arm, you're not going to pull over your car. I wouldn't call that a passion for helping people. It's just like, oh, the kid's got a freaking broken arm. I'm going to help him. It's called empathy. Like it's so natural to a person with empathy. It's like obvious. Like, aren't you going to help people? Right? But what triggered me to go specifically into CPTSD was getting my heart broken by a woman with CPTSD and going, what was that? She's not a narcissist. I know what narcissists are. So what was that? I want to learn what it is. I loved her and I wanted to be able to relieve her pain, or at least someone else if I get an opportunity with another person who's dealing with that. So I've been working with similar trauma survivors ever since that experience. But the empathy to help people, it's always been there. That's it. You guys would do the same thing. If you knew how to help someone, you're going to help them. Hi, Bella.
Oh, hi. Sorry about that. I was wondering what recommendations you have for better managing anger. I feel like my irritation spikes And well, before you know it, sometimes I raise my voice. Yeah, and I don't want to maintain those types of habits, and I'm struggling to overcome that. I know I'm probably more stressed right now in life generally, so I'm working on eliminating those different stressors. But in the meantime,
Yeah, the anger is derived from your viewpoint of the situation. So you're interpreting things as I'm right, or this is unjust, or this is not right. So then you feel like you need to enforce your sense of justice or righteousness on the situation, which is a little spiritual thing that we have to adjust because you're not the person who decides what's right and wrong. The Bible doesn't say vengeance is Bella's, it says vengeance is God's. So, first of all, you have to be humble and put it into God's hands, whatever it is that's making you angry. And then you got to work with the more vulnerable emotion underneath the anger. And it's actually more motivating and inspiring to your loved ones. So if you have safe loved ones like children, because it sounds like you might have some children in the background, and the children make you angry because they didn't do something you told them to do, it's actually better for you to give them the vulnerable emotion than to give them the anger. So if I come in and I told them to pick up their toys in the living room, they didn't pick up their toys, and I come in and I go, I told you guys to pick up these toys. This is making me angry, right? That type of response. What does that teach the children? Well, they'll go and they'll run and they'll pick up the toys, but it's out of what? A sense of fear. So we're imprinting our anxiety on the children, and they grow up to be anxious children. But instead, if I come in and I process through, like I just said, and I come to the base emotion, so I walk in, I see the toys, I feel the anger inside the body, and instead of yelling, I meditate. Pause 5 to 7 seconds. 3, 4, 5, analyze. I am angry because I told them this, and this feels like this is not right. But Romans said that the anger does not work out God's righteousness, or the Bible says that. So therefore, let me focus instead of trying to enforce my justice and my righteousness on getting to the more vulnerable emotion that I feel under the anger. What do I really feel underneath of this that I don't want to show? I feel hurt. I feel hurt that these children did not do what I told them to do. I feel disrespected. Okay, now let me address the children that way. Little Robbie, here, come sit down. I need to talk to you. Listen, I feel hurt and I feel disrespected. And if it's natural, you might even let a tear come down. And they go, why, Mom? Because, do you remember when I left, what I said to you? I said that I wanted you to pick up these toys and you didn't pick them up. Okay, I'll pick them up right now. No, hold on, we're talking. That makes me feel disrespected. Is that what you meant to make me feel? Is that what you meant to communicate by not picking up the toys? No, I don't disrespect you. I just forgot, right? Now what is a child learning? Child learning, my actions affect people. There's no anger, there's no yelling, there's no anxiety being created. You're keeping it calm, right? And now they're actually able to learn in a state of calm rather than just be anxious and fearful and obedient, right? So that's how we want to handle anger instead. Hope that makes sense.
it was. Thank you. In that sequence, I come in. Right. I come in and I just go, and I think I'm okay. How do I slow down? Yeah, I know that logically. That like I hear that. That's what I need to do. It makes a lot of sense. But I don't slow down. I just go. I
Slow it
don't
down.
think. Yeah.
Slow it down.
Yeah.
We break the chains right here. We break the cycle of abuse and trauma. We break it right here by slowing down. And you don't do it just once with the kids. You do it again and again and again. And you're going to have the most brilliant children. They're going to be emotionally intelligent because they start to learn, whoa, let's slow it down. And that's what you need them to learn because you slow it down. And they start going, my actions affect other people. And that's where it's way stronger to tap into their empathy than to tap into their fear.
Another bar. Thank you, Robin.
You're welcome. Are 50% of people narcissistic? No. Maybe like 20%. I wish I could get in there, lose people I mean, good on try and try. Anyone can lose people. It's not hard. Still married to my narcissist husband, 33 years. Do you plan on making that 34, or are you going to give yourself some relief? Peace of mind for sure, one benefit. I'm already going through a lot. One thing that helped me with being married to a narcissist, someone said, is not if a narcissist will cheat, it's just when. Once you realize that they're cheaters, it's like, oh, okay. The door is like wide open. You don't have to sit around and just take their narcissistic abuse. Bringing you up, Queen. Queen, welcome to the chat.
Hello, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. What country are you calling from?
I'm like from the Middle East.
What can you tell us what country or no?
Yeah, I'm from Qatar. It's like close
Welcome.
to Dubai.
Yeah, I know where Qatar is. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
okay.
You guys have a beautiful airport.
The thing is, I'm not ethnically from here. I was just born and raised here. I'm originally like from Sudan in East
Okay.
Africa.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Have you been to the Qatar airport then? You must have been there.
Yeah, we go
It's
back home
nice.
every year.
Yeah,
So
isn't there? Don't you think Qatar has a nice airport?
it has an amazing, it's literally my favorite place. Sometimes I just go to like watch the planes and stuff.
Yes, I'm serious. I was amazed myself, but I've traveled all over the world. I'm just like, this is a really nice
Oh,
airport.
did you come here for the World Cup?
No, but during the World Cup, I happened to be traveling through, but I was going for a wedding. But anyway,
Oh,
let's get to the therapy. What do you call it in for?
Yeah, okay. So my problem is that I have been showing like really severe ADHD symptoms since I was a child, okay? And in the past 2 years, it was like my last 2 years of high school, my symptoms got really bad. It started to affect my grades. But the thing is, my school counselor and the counselor I saw at the hospital, both of them are not taking anything I say seriously because they keep saying like, well, you're not failing, so I don't really see a real problem here. But it's like, yes, I'm not failing, but at the cost of what? Like during exam season, I literally lose so much weight because like I have to be so stressed studying all the time. Like stuff that takes people 4 hours takes me like 10 hours. And I feel like I'm constantly underperforming and I'm struggling with focus in class. I have horrible sleep problems. And the problem is everybody I go to, they check my grades and they're like, well, I don't really see you failing, so I don't think there's a problem. But for me, like I see a problem because I feel like it shouldn't be this hard for me. And I know it's not about like being smart or not, because the thing is, I understand things in the moment and they make sense to me. It's just like for me to get to that state of focus, it's so difficult. And for me to like keep up with deadlines, actually sleep on time, remember to eat all 3 meals. And it's just so frustrating that like I literally missed my university offer, like my dream university, because I got like a few grades under. Nobody's taking it seriously. They're like, well, it's not the end of the world. Yeah, I know it's not just about grades, but for the effort I'm putting, I'm expecting to see more. And I just wish people took it more seriously. So I really don't know what to do.
How old are you?
I'm 19.
Are you out of high school and into college?
Yes, yeah. I just graduated, doing a gap year, going to university next year.
Why is it so important to you that your grades are so high?
Because it's like my passion, like it's the thing I like. School is something like I enjoyed the most out of everything. Like to me, I don't see school just as school. It's like a hobby. It's like my main thing. I really like education. I think it really changes like society, humanity. Like I care about it so much and I put in so much effort, and I just want to see that effort on paper.
So you're just doing it for you? You want to see the A's because for you that just seems like a good reflection of yourself?
Yes, and not just that. It's because also like getting better grades and stuff is gonna give me a chance to like have like a better chance in life and like doing more, earning more money. And like I understand the importance of education. And so like I just want to have like a better life, if you know what I mean.
Take a moment to contemplate your high school experience. Now that you're out of
Okay.
high school,
Yes.
when you look back, Were the actual specific grades that you achieved as important as you believed they were at the time, now that you look back?
I think, yeah, honestly, yeah. I think they were as important. Actually, if anything, I don't know, honestly. It's a sticky situation because I don't really see it. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but like, my view on school and grades is not like how most people would see it. Like, I don't see it just as like, okay, this is gonna sound bad, but like, I also feel like it says a lot about me as a person.
Do you believe that your worth comes from your grades?
Not my entire worth, but like, it speaks a lot about like my work ethic, how disciplined I am, and just that.
So it sounds like on
But
some level you relate your identity to what type of grades you get.
and like, yeah, probably, yeah, because like it was a big part of my identity my whole life. Like, I was always like valedictorian up until the last 2 years of high school, and I think it was because of like the insane amount of stress I was experiencing. And the thing is, like, the thing that would like annoy me the most about like my grades is that one exam I could get the highest grade while everybody else failed. The teacher would be like, wow, like, this is amazing, I've never seen somebody get a grade this high. And then the next exam could be so easy and I would just mess it up. Like, I didn't know what was going on. Like, for me, like, what people would say is hard was not the same. Like, I just don't understand why sometimes I did so good, sometimes I did so bad, sometimes I could study for hours, sometimes I couldn't. It was so frustrating. And no matter who the person is that I'm telling this experience to, because like, I take a lot of pride in my academic performance, so like, it affects my life, it affects my life, because if I don't get a bad grade, I'm not gonna have a good day, I'm not gonna have a good week, I'm not gonna want to go out and just have fun.
What percentage of control do you think you have over what your grades are? What grade a teacher gives you? What percentage of control do you have over
I
what
would
grade
say
a teacher
like
gives you?
90%, maybe even higher.
Let's go on the low side. Maybe 90% is in your control, right?
Okay, 90%.
Fine, we can settle there. So if only 90% is in your control of what your grades will be, then what percentage do you think that you should be attached to what your grade is going to be?
Obviously the 90%, because it's what I can control.
Yeah, very good. So that would be commensurate, but what we kind of have is you being 100% concerned with what your grades are going to be and only 90% in control of what they're going to be. And that's a recipe for disaster. Your ADHD symptoms are serious. ADHD is real in terms of not the disease, but the actual symptoms you're experiencing. It is
Yes.
real, right? And you are having difficulty, and it's not fair, but it's neurodivergence, so your brain is just going to work differently. You have to, in order for you to be able to enjoy your life, not just achieve, you need to be able to strike a balance, and the balance is letting go of perfectionism. So you have to find a new goal that's higher than high marks. You need to find a ultimate goal that you're trying to achieve. And so what do you want to do when you get the degree? What are you going to do with the degree that you're trying to get? That's going to be the ultimate goal that you're really trying to achieve. And you'll realize that the individual marks, whether it's an A plus or an A minus, doesn't change the degree that you get. So focus on actually what you have to do to obtain the goal and do things to 90% instead of doing things to 100%. And that's what I would tell any client. You should never try to go through life doing everything to 100%. It's going to stress anyone out, especially if you have ADHD symptoms.
Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. But like, my main concern is that like, I actually want to like see a psychiatrist. I want to get like tested, see if I do have ADHD. The problem is these people that I go to, like, whether at the school or the hospital, they never take it seriously enough to the point where they're like, okay, let me refer you to somebody
Even
who
if
can.
even if they did that for you, it wouldn't help you.
Why is that?
Because the only thing they have to offer, and the whole reason why they created the diagnosis, is because they have this pill that they can push. And I don't recommend that you take speed or a pill, essentially. That's not going to You don't need substances. You need to control your perfectionism. You need to pause, find some balance of enjoyment in your life and high achieving at the same time, instead of just try to define yourself by achieving high marks, which no one is going to ask you about after you graduate from college. No one's going to say, well, let me see those transcripts. None of them are going to say that. They're going to say, do you have the degree or not? So it's better just to get the degree, understand what your new goals are. You're not in high school anymore, and you're here to compete in the worldwide marketplace, and your degree is going to be one credential to help you compete. You can't elevate the grades to more than what they really are.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, actually. Yeah, it
Welcome
does.
to adulthood. You just got here. You're 19, so you're super young. So welcome. But yeah, you're going to get a credential. That's what you're working on right now, a credential. That's what the degree will be. And you're going to get out in there, and there's going to be thousands of other people with the same credential, and then you're going to have to compete to get the job positions, okay? And that's not a bad thing. It's not a bleak thing. You're on the right path. But what you don't want to do is stress yourself out with the little tiny minute details along the way. Don't stress out about them. I promise you, out here in the real world, nobody is asking, let me see when you were a freshman, what grade you got it. Nobody's asking for that.
That does make a lot of sense, but then like I feel like maybe it's like the culture is different here, but like in the Middle East, like or Arabic speaking countries in general, like this stuff is like it's very important. Like people take it way too seriously, and like truly like I feel like in my school specifically, truly teachers would treat you based on your grades. Like specifically my math teacher, I swear to God, he would treat me the next week based on the grade I got on the exam. If I did super good, he would be nice to me. If I didn't do good, he would be rude.
There may be truth to that, but you still can't define your entire life and your entire existence on that.
That's
You're
true.
not
That's
you're not
very
in high
true.
school anymore. You are now a young adult, and you now have to strike a new balance in your life. Do well in
That
school,
actually,
put effort into, but get the education, get the learning, get the connections that you're making. The connections are actually a huge part of what's important from university, the people that you meet. Because when you get out into the real world, you're going to need accountants and lawyers and people, and that's going to be the people that you're going to school with. And so a lot of times people don't realize that because they're competing for the grades. When you get out there and you start your company or you join another company, you're going to need the connections. So don't forget about that. And that takes balance.
yeah, thank you so much. That does make a lot of sense. Also, just one last thing is that like be, obviously like I am suspecting ADHD, and like so it doesn't just affect me in school, it also affects like my personal life. Like one, like to me they're not that big of a deal, but to other people they are. Like for example, I always get in trouble with my parents because my room is always a mess. I do not remember when was the last time like I was able to keep it like tidy for more than like two days. That's it. Another thing is like I haven't had like a regular sleep schedule since I was like 12 years old. It's super messy. Some days I could sleep 12 hours, some days 3 hours, and like the crazy thing, I still have the same energy. Like my energy is not really affected by sleep. It's affected by how excited I am for the day. So I really like it's just those little things that like sometimes make me late to places, and like I just honestly like I feel like I am someone that like I just want to be super professional, super efficient, super on time. So when those things like get on my in my way of like doing things, like I don't know, I just worry that like it's gonna affect my reputation as like, maybe she's not professional and stuff. So it's like I wish I could like basically honestly this is gonna sound bad, but I wish I could have a perfect life where I could like sleep like specific amounts of hours, wake up the same time every day, and it's like I actually work so hard to try to achieve those things, but they just have not been like achievable for me. Like no matter
You
what I
you
do, like
you said the dark word, which is perfect. Perfect. It doesn't exist. You're just a human being. You're biological. You're a biological creature. You're not a machine. You're not a robot. You don't need a perfect sleep schedule. You don't need to be perfectly on time for bed and perfectly on time waking up, because even then you might not sleep perfectly for that entire time because you are a human being. You're imperfect, and it's okay. And if you don't start telling yourself it's okay, then you're going to drive yourself mad, and you're only 19. And there's no need to drive yourself mad at 19 years old. You got your whole life to do that. So, so the best thing to do is to build habits of self love and self acceptance. That's going to take you way further than getting an A in chemistry. Self love and self acceptance. As far as the messy room, the reason why your room is messy is because that's not the most important thing to you. You're focused on other
That
things.
is
If it
true. I actually don't care about it at all.
Right, exactly. If you cared about it, then it would be super neat and super clean every single day. But you don't define yourself by that, and so that's why it's not messy. It's messy. You define yourself by the things that you think people are really caring about and judging you by, which are your grades, because they're outward facing. So I wouldn't worry about it. Just make sure you do the things that you need to do in your household to show the proper respect to your parents, and move on. Don't beat yourself up because why don't I have a perfect room? Because you don't care about that because you're busy trying to care about these other things. That's why, right?
Yeah, that is true. But it's just like I feel like, a lot of people like would judge the fact that I care about like school or like being a professional or like career oriented so much. But like for me, like the way it works in my head, like I actually like not to say this in a depressing way, but more in a realistic way. I feel like I don't really like the world I live in. Like I think the world is a really unfair and cruel place, and like just when I sit there and like observe the way the world works, like it actually makes me feel really sad. So I feel like, kind of like school and career is like gives me a purpose in life. Without it, that's why like, obviously you can get hobbies, you can do these things, but it's like I don't know, it's like every single day there's something that reminds me of just like okay, so wait, so I'm actually like I wouldn't say I'm an empath, but like I care so much. Like for example, anytime I see like a migrant worker or something like that, like I just get so sad because like a lot of them have like careers, like they came from like good universities, they graduated, but they still are here cleaning bathrooms and stuff. And I understand that's because of like corruption and colonialism and all of that. So like the world to me like seems really cruel and unfair, and like I just feel like having a career and like focusing on school gives me hope that like the world can be better.
Your observation is correct. Your focus on school is not going to change the entire world, but you can change your personal life, your personal economy, and that will put you in a position to be able to do more for others. And so that's a good idea, but you just need it with a little balance. Like, all you got to do is bring it down 10% from 100%. I got to get these grades to 90%. Give yourself a little space. Love yourself for who you already are without the grades. Love yourself. That's way, way more important to develop at 19 years old.
That makes a lot of things. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great day. Thanks for coming here.
Thank you.
And tuning into things like this when you're 19, genius. This is honestly more brilliant than being valedictorian or whatever, Victorian or whatever you got, is tuning into mental health things like this at 19 years old. That's brilliance. That's the true brilliance, not getting an A or a B in a class. This is true brilliance because this is lasting forever. You'll be out of college one day and that'll be 10 years, 20 years behind you. And the work that you do on your mental health, that's gonna be helpful to you for the rest of your life. Hope to hear from her again in the future. Little Shavax, welcome.
Hey,
Can
what's
you
up?
hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Awesome. What can I help with? What country are you calling from?
I'm in Orlando, in the U.S.
Okay. How can I help?
So recently, I just got out of a divorce. I was married for 3 years. We were together for 10 years, and honestly, you know, I am to fault. I didn't cheat or anything, but I had a lot that happened to me when I was a lot younger that affected me to the point where it affected my relationship. And she just, she couldn't take it much longer, so she wanted to find her happiness, and we got a divorce. And right now, 2 months after we got our divorce, I just found out that she's talking to somebody else, and I just can't process how some people can move on faster while I'm still here depressed and crying about it.
Is it possible that she's not moving on faster? She's running away from being depressed and having to cry about it?
It could be. I mean, I don't know. It's just I have so much going on in my head, and I know I told her I was going to change many times, but I was always too scared to try. And Unfortunately, a woman can only wait for you for so long before they start losing the interest that you once had with them. And honestly, I'm just trying to figure out like how is it that I can improve myself and find happiness within myself when I never had that chance growing up.
Well, name something you would like to improve.
My finances. I was really struggling a lot with my finances, and she knew about that. But she was very patient with me, and she always wanted me to do a lot better. But I was always too scared to try because I was comfortable where I was at. And I mean, currently I started working on a new job that pays me a lot more now, so I'm grateful for that. But I'm trying to like process this whole divorce thing and I guess move on. But it's been very difficult.
Do you love yourself?
I'm learning to love myself. I mean, for the longest time,
did you love her more than you loved yourself?
yeah. I mean, honestly, when I met her, I was going through so much in my life that I was praying for something to save me, and she came along when I least expected it, and we fell in love. We were together for so long, and we got married, and we traveled the world together.
When I asked you if you loved yourself, you paused for an eternity. And then when I asked you if you loved her more than you loved yourself, you said yes with no pause. Do you see what I'm seeing here?
Yeah, I need to learn how to love myself.
Yeah. And it stunts our ability as men to be able to show up and to be our most attractive if we don't have self-love. So we're going to need to develop your self-love for sure. So start with this. Do you have a pen and paper?
Yes, I do, actually.
Write on your pen and paper, there is a child with me always. There is a child with me always. This is referring to your inner child who's always there. I want you to pretend that you can pull them out of you and you have them sitting next to you. And then everything that you would do or say to your child, you must do or say for yourself. And anything that you would not do or say to a child, you must not do or say around that child or to that child. So that's going to get rid of all the negative self-talk, all of the negative self-remarks that you make about yourself. Pausing when someone asks if you love yourself, you have to say immediately, yes, I do, just like if you had a child there. If I said, do you love your son? You'd be like, yeah, of course I love my son, right? Immediate. You wouldn't be like, crickets,
Yeah.
right? You see, there's a lack of self-love by you needing to actually do the actions that show the love. So I want you to only say the things and only do the things and only think the things that would be beneficial for the child. And that will help you to start to learn to love yourself. I think it might have been Captain America's Civil War when Iron Man and Captain America were having a fight with each other. They were arguing in the headquarters, and Captain America got up in Tony Stark's face, and he says to him, man, what would you be without the suit? Then Tony Stark says to him, billionaire, playboy, genius, philanthropist.
Philanthropist, yeah.
It's a great line, right?
Yeah, it is.
That's self-love. That's self-love. It was on his mind so quick, so fast, the 5 things that he loved about himself, that when you took away one of the biggest things, he had 4 more things to back it up. Billionaire, playboy, genius, philanthropist. That's how I need you to talk about yourself. That's how I need you to think about yourself. If I take away one, I say, well, what are you? You should be able to name top 5 things. I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. Make sense?
Yeah.
So for your homework assignment, write down a list of your top 5 things that you just say to yourself. You wouldn't say them to anyone else. They can sound a little braggy, but those things that are like the things that you would boast in if you could boast out loud, but you're not going to. You're just going to say these things inside your head to yourself, because even if we had a little son, that's how we talk to our son. We'd say, you're brilliant, you're smart, you're so good, you're so strong, you're so, capable, intelligent, right? We'd build him up. And that's how you need to talk to yourself. 5 things And you need to be saying these things, repeating these things to yourself every day. That's going to also help you with your self-love. If you send me a direct message, then I'll give you a link to Healing School, and I'll be able to work with you more in detail to help you develop the self-love and to be able to get into the next chapter of your life and get past the divorce.
I mean, am I a fool if I still wait for her? Like later on in life?
Well, you're divorced.
Yeah.
There's
Like if I,
no
if I
waiting.
better myself,
Yeah, the best way to wait for a woman is to move on, to better
You're right.
yourself. Because women don't look at men who are sitting still and say, I'm attracted to that. They look at men who are moving forward and say, I'm attracted to that.
You're right.
Yeah. And that's
Really
what
appreciate it, man.
I'll work with you on once we start working together personally.
I appreciate it, bro. Like, I really do.
Appreciate you too. Talk to you soon.
See ya.
See ya. Man, you guys have so many good questions here. I'm like dying inside that I can't get to all of your questions. And I so appreciate these questions. Thank you for typing them in the chat. I'm sorry that I'm getting behind and I can't answer all the questions. Real gift. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. What country are you calling from?
I'm in the US. I'm in New York.
Awesome. Welcome. How can I help?
Thank you. Thank you. So I have an 11-year-old son.
Oh, sorry. You guys are still here?
Whom I recently just discovered that he was assaulted in my absence by his cousins. So I'm just having such a hard time. I just find myself blaming. I'm blaming myself because I was.
Seriously, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Can you hear me?
I can hear the person in the background. Loud. What are you at a doctor's office? Where are you at?
I'm at work, but I see the link. I'll just use that.
Yeah, that would be good. That would be good. This is a very sensitive topic, so we definitely want to get you at a time when you'll be able to like fully focus. And it'll help us to focus too because we have a lot of noise in the background. It's a sensitive topic. So definitely reach out to me, send me a direct message or click the link in the bio and get enrolled in Healing School or something where we can get in contact. I have a phone number also on my website, which you can reach on the link in the bio. And then that way we can go more into detail to talk about your situation because it sounds like you're getting into some pretty heavy stuff. And that's really, that deserves its proper due. That deserves its proper due. But yeah, from what I heard, I'm sorry that you're going through that, and I'm looking forward to supporting you. So please do reach out, and we'll support you at no charge. Let's see, what can I do here? Let's see how many. I'm more than 100 overall messages behind, but they're not all literal individual messages. Some of them are just a bunch of little AI things here. Scrolling down. Let's do this. I'm gonna, whoever's here right now, if you have a question, even if you have to copy paste it because you've already asked it, but I haven't answered your question, you can do that now. And I'm gonna go for 10 minutes. We're gonna go rapid fire for the next 10 minutes on whoever has a question or something they want me to work on. Just type it in the chat. And so we're gonna go 10 minutes and then we're gonna end it there. And then we'll jump back on another day, maybe tomorrow. So let's go. Even if you already asked the question, unless I already answered it, if I didn't answer the question, go ahead and put it in the chat right now. And let's go rapid fire. Let's get these questions answered. 10 minutes on the clock, ladies and gentlemen. Hey Sis says, do you agree with my son who is 11 stopping his ADHD medication? I support the boy. Stop it. Do you agree with my 11-year-old son? That's awesome. Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. Tell him what he's got to do is go to my YouTube, type in ADHD, and he's got to watch my videos on ADHD at least one time each video. Okay. And those are going to give him some non-medication, non-chemical tools that he can use to combat and the symptoms and to be able to excel and succeed with his ADHD. Go to Roman Zanoni at YouTube, right? And then watch my videos on ADHD. Okay? Tell him to do that. But yeah, don't put the boy on his medication. If he doesn't want to take them, let him be free. Mari says, I feel scared of going into another relationship after being cheated on. How can I change? Oh, you're doing this person did something bad to me, so now I'm going to allow fear to control the rest of my life. Do you see how when I put it like that, it sounds kind of illogical? This one person hurt me, so now I don't trust the other 7 billion people in the world. Let's break it down into the way the world really works, Mari. 20% of the people in the world are really, really bad. And then another 20% are really, really good. And then everybody else is just like in between. So you need to vet through people to find the really good ones and surround yourself with them. You want to surround yourself with the really, really high quality people. And you only do that by vetting through the low quality people. Does that make sense, Mari? So get out there and vet. You're not going to find the high quality people by being scared inside of your house, hiding behind your armchair because one person hurt you. Yeah, some people are bad, really bad people, but not everyone's bad. Anina, how do I regulate my social anxiety in the interaction with people right when it hits? Right before you go into the interaction, you want to be naming the 5 things about yourself. The Iron Man suit, the billionaire, playboy, genius, philanthropist. You have to name those 5 things to yourself. Name those 5 things to yourself. Name those 5. I'm Iron Man, I'm a billionaire, I'm a playboy, I'm a genius, I'm a philanthropist. Name your 5 things. Everybody's got 5 things. You got to come up with 5 things. You make them up. Accomplishments, things you're proud of, things you like about yourself. You don't tell anyone else. You just say them to yourself. This puts you in the right chemical and mental mindset. It gives you more confidence. And then you walk into the interaction and you tell yourself, everyone here is thinking something good about me, or they just don't care. They're not paying attention. And that's the actual truth, is that actually people aren't thinking a bunch of negative things about you. They're caring about themselves. They're all self-conscious, right? So you tell yourself they either don't really care about me or they're thinking positive. This gets rid of the self-consciousness. And then the actual thing you do in the social interaction to get past social anxiety is you walk right up to people, you say one thing positive, you ask a question. Say something positive, ask a question. When you don't know what to say, you either say something positive or you ask a question. Show interest in them. That will solve your social anxiety. How do you deal with clingy parents when I need space for my own healing? You set very firm boundaries. Mom, I don't need you here right now. This is going to be my thing. I don't need you involved in this. Dad, I didn't ask for your advice on that. With all due respect, please. Please don't give me your advice on that. I'm not asking you for that. See how clear those boundaries are? Very clear boundaries. Get your space from your parents, otherwise it's going to mess you up for the rest of your life, and you're going to become an avoidant, and you're going to ruin all of your relationships, and you're going to really hurt the men that you're trying to be with in your future if you can't set boundaries with your parents right here, right now. Get really clear, and don't be afraid to walk away from them and block them for a time if that's necessary. If they don't respect your boundaries, they get blocked. Understand? Then they learn to respect your boundaries, and they will. They have to. Neptunian says, hi, I got a question. Is there any benefit to sitting in the pain a little before you move on? Yes, just a little bit, not like destroying yourself. You have to process the pain, and sitting in it allows you to process it instead of running away from it, right? You have to sit in it for a second and understand, whew, okay, this hurts, because you're not allow your system to actually go through what it is. Otherwise, the system will keep bringing you back to it because it has never processed or gone through it. And that makes it last longer. So it's better to go, oh, that hurt. See the acknowledgement? That hurt. I acknowledge that hurt. That was a blow. Why was it a blow? Why did it hurt? Oh, because they insulted me. Okay. Sit with it for a moment, 30 seconds. Okay, now, then you start doing the work, processing, VIP. Why am I still victorious? Why am I still important? What is in my personal power to do? Then we move forward. He said he is not growing. Well, that doesn't sound like a good sign to be friends with them. How can I co-parent effectively with a narcissist who is inconsistent? You don't co-parent with a narcissist. You can't co-anything with a narcissist. There is no co in narcissist. They have a C in narcissist, but there's no co. You don't co-anything. They don't cooperate. There's no co with a narcissist. So you can look up parallel parenting, but you need to get transcripts. You need to have paperwork. You need to have a court order. You need to have a monitoring app. You need to have mediators and third-party people, and you need everything in writing, never to talk over the phone with the person. You cannot trust that person. Do not put yourself in that position with a narcissist. Must you be reliable to your partner in a relationship, especially to a man? Must you be reliable? Yeah, why would you not be reliable? Of course you must be reliable. If you can't be reliable for them, you need to end the relationship. Ali, what happened to your app? It is no longer supported due to a lack of funding. And also the makers made a lot of mistakes, so I didn't have enough funding to overcome the mistakes that they made. I'm trying to figure out if I should cut my mom out of my life or not. It's very hard. If your mom lacks empathy, if they lack accountability, then yes. If they're toxic, then yes. If your mother is toxic, yes, cut her out of your life. Don't look at it as hard. Look at it as temporary. Just say, next month, next 2 months, I'm not going to talk to her. And then just cut her out for 2 months and then see how you feel. And then if you feel good, and cut her out for another 2 months. Don't look at it as hard. Look at it as a part of growing up, because even if she was a good mom, I'd be like, you still need to separate. Like, you still need to be an individual and individuate away from this person. Not be codependent on them. How do you handle stress when you're feeling numb? You should stop feeling numb and start learning how to handle the stress. Numbing out is your way of dealing with it because you don't know how to process stress. The way to process stress instead is to say, what is it that I'm scared of? Why am I scared of this? Find the cognitive distortion and then pretend that that's a child telling you that distortion and talking back to that child as your adult self. What would you say to a child if they told you that distorted thought? As soon as you write down what you would say, your anxiety will disappear in that very moment. I was just reading on the traits of a narcissist my husband has, some, not all. Does he need to have all? No. If he lacks accountability and he lacks empathy, if he's abusive in any way, then you have the answer you need. It's never going to work with that person. Okay. I had 1 minute left, but we already got through all the questions. 60 seconds on the clock. How often do people get cognitive distortions? All the time, especially if there's trauma. It's very common for most people. All right, guys, I think that's it. I think we can wrap it there. I'll be on another day. You guys have a great afternoon.